Hello, legendary leaders, and welcome back to another enlightening episode of Legendary Leadership Bites. I'm your host, Fatah Khan, a mid career transformation coach, an author, and a TEDx speaker. Today, I'm going to talk about an interesting topic which is going to help all the legendary leaders. How leaders can make a cultural transformation. Now, we all understand that cultural transformation is very important for any organization to grow consistently. And having the right culture and keep working on the culture is what a leader must do all the time. So, how do you do this? How do you create a transformation in the culture, and how do you actually sustain that culture, a great culture, to build a great organization? I'm going to share with you 7 tips that can help you in terms of creating this cultural transformation, which can be also a step by step process which you can look at to transform and help build a great culture for your organization. What are these 7 steps? Number one is assess current culture and define your desired culture. Now, first of all, for anything to change, you need to understand the current state. So, assess the current culture in the organization. What is the current culture? Like, how do people behave, what kind of systems and processes, or what kind of culture is being followed in an organization. You need to assess the current culture so that you know what is your starting point, and you know what do you really want to bring change as. So assess the current culture and define a clear culture that you want to bring in your organization, which is the desired culture. Because when you clearly define what is the desired culture you want to bring, only when you have that clarity you will be able to bring that culture into play in your organization. So that's number one. Step number two is communicate the vision and values. Now, whenever you want to bring any change, it's not just talking about that change or the task, it's about talking about the vision and the values. Right, what is the bigger picture behind this transformation is what you want to help your employees to understand. Because only when you have a clear vision, people will be like connected with the vision, and they will be able to understand the bigger picture, why the entire transformation or the change is happening in the organization. So communicate vision and values, and for that, first of all, you need to have a clear vision and you need to have the values that people really feel like, wow, this is something in which, or in the organization in which I want to work. Like example, like values like integrity or loyalty or whatever the values of your organization, you need to bring into that play, and also you need to communicate that properly to your team members and the employees. That's step number two. Step number three is lead by example. Now, any organization, any teams will follow or do things only when the leader leads by example. Think of it, a leader himself is a procrastinator. Would the team members be able to actually be very effective and action takers? No. If leader himself is someone who is actually not following the time discipline, do you think the team members would follow the time discipline? Right, it would be very challenging if the leaders are not somebody who are trendsetters or the ones who actually lead by example. Because when leaders do it, the teams would automatically want to follow and imbibe those values in themselves. Like think of it, a leader, if you see, more like a parent. When you as a parent you actually tell to your kids to do certain things, they may or may not do. But when you show to the kids by doing it yourself, like even for example, the smallest task like making your bed early morning, if you show to your kids, they will be able to do that. Right, they will follow you. Like even like when you are having your food, right, not sitting in front of the television or in front of the laptop and watching something and then doing it, what would your kids do? Yes, of course they will follow you. Rather than you say, you actually show them. So that's why even as a leader you need to lead by example. Right, so that's step number three. Step number four is empower employees. Now, any transformation, any change that you want to bring, you need to show how it is going to help the employees. See, because it cannot be just win situation, or it cannot be win and lose situation. Because if the opposite person is not gaining anything, why would they why would that person feel motivated or inspired to do certain thing? So it should be win-win situation where you are empowering employees. Any change that you are bringing should be something that will empower your employees and make them feel more empowered, so that they can be a critical and an integral part of your system, right? So that's step number 4. Step number 5 is align systems and processes. So for any culture to actually bring it into play and to actually sustain that culture, you need to build some strong systems and processes. See, because people can do mistakes, but process and systems can never. Like, people can fail, process and systems cannot fail, right? Of course, like, processes are also defined by people, but then when you actually create processes, like, what is Six Sigma? Six Sigma is a strong process, right? What is the if you see the example of Dabbawala, Mumbai Dabbawalas, what is it? The process, right? Any process that is created very strong and the systems that are built can actually help any organization to grow fast. So here it is important for you to align the systems and processes so that you can actually build that strong culture. And number 6 is celebrate progress and learn from challenges. Now, one of the biggest mistake that a lot of leaders do is they are actually looking for anything that they bring at the change. They look at the end goal, right, all the time. No, don't look just at the end goal. Look at the milestones, because for any organization, for employees to accept change, it is usually challenging, right? Usually, you will see initially people may not be able to accept it easily. So, for that, it's important for you to appreciate and acknowledge those initial few people who are able to accept change, who are able to bring that change. And when you are able to like celebrate these small milestones, it will actually create a happy feeling. And when you are able to celebrate the milestones and the progress, even you as a leader would feel motivated to keep doing more, right? So celebrate progress and also learn from challenges. Of course, when you are bringing any change in the organization, there will be a lot of challenges. So start learning from those challenges, because an experienced leader is not someone who would have spent 10, 15, 20 years of the life or leadership doing just the same thing. But experience is when someone has attempted multiple things and failed and succeeded, right? Multiple combinations. That's where experience comes from. And most of the people, great leaders, are the ones who have learned from challenges and problems, right, and situations. So this is the sixth step, which is celebrate progress and learn from challenges. And now the last one is embed culture into daily practices. Now, whatever culture you're creating, you need to start looking at how do I embed into the daily practices. Like, for example, you are bringing a culture where now the team members need to actually give credit to whoever is doing the thing, like giving a small shout out to those team members. Now, what you need to do is you need to bring this in daily practices. You can tell the team members, hey, throughout the day, by the end of the day, when you actually step out of the office, right, it's great if you can actually give a shout out to the person who has been helpful for you in that particular day or in that project. So what happens is when you actually help them with those daily practices, or even like, for example, ensuring bringing discipline in terms of time. So anything, when you actually help them to bring in daily practices, that can actually form a great culture, and that is something that can sustain over a period of time, right? So these are the 7 steps that can help you to actually make a cultural transformation. If I have to summarize this once again, right, the 7 steps to actually bring cultural transformation as a leader are: assess current culture and define desired culture, communicate vision and values, lead by example, empower employees, align systems and processes, celebrate progress and learn from challenges, and embed culture into daily practice. I hope these 7 steps can help you to bring great cultural transformation in your organization as well. So, thank you for listening to me, legendary leaders. I'll see you once again in the next coming up episode of Legendary Leadership Bites, which is LLB with Fatah Khan. Until our next episode, lead with purpose and impact. Stay inspired, stay influential. Thank you.